I want to speak to that.
Okay,
One,
Bucky.
one of my concerns that I'm seeing in myself is the way that I've actually bought into the divisiveness. They're bad, my position's good. And I think that's, and even in the way I said that, I'm buying into that. So already that's twisted in there. So I'm wondering how it is that we really do, or how it is that I can settle into that place that really can hold all of it. How do we hold racism and division and unity and equality simultaneously?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. That's a great question. And yes, I think it's very hard not to buy into because and one of the things I've learned since moving to a purple state, I used to live in a blue state. I used to live in the Bay Area, was I watch news from both sides, which is very educational, let me say. I used to only know the one side, let's just say, and some of you can probably guess which side I knew given where I'm from. And so the rhetoric on both sides is intense. And so there's a whole theory of politics where when you divide people, you weaken the whole humanity, basically. So I think that's a great question. How can we hold both instead of buying into the messages that are causing so much fear? Is that the question you're asking, Karen?
That's along those lines.
Okay. And how would you like to feel about it?
At peace.
Okay. Thank you. I don't want to bring in names of politicians into our space, but I think I can bring in colors of parties. Let's just keep it at that level um, instead of names of people. So how many of you here have ever seen or been part of a constellation? Okay, so Karen has, Vajra has, and just three of us. Okay. So for the rest of you, let me tell you how this works. It's not acting. It's not psychodrama. What's happening is there is an energy field of the question that has been asked. It's been named by, this issue has been named by Vajra and expanded by Karen. And so there's an energy field, which is a morphogenetic field. Rupert Sheldrake talked about the morphogenetic field in terms of land having memory. If you think about land where there's an ashram and many saints have been there and meditated, and thousands of people have gone there for decades to meditate, that place is purified. You walk in there and it's almost like meditation seeps into you. Other places where there's a battle and the land has not been purified, and you can still go back there several hundred years later and feel the energy of the Indians being massacred, the Native Americans, or the Civil War. You can feel the energy of the massacre. That's a morphogenetic field in the land. Well, we also pick up on fields, and this works online. I've done it quite a bit online. We pick up on the morphogenetic field that's around us, invoked by the person asking the question. And so we're going to pick representatives. And I think what I'd like to set up, and Karen, tell me how this sounds to you. I'm going to partner with you as we go through this. I'd like to set up red and blue as opposing forces and just see what happens. And then we'll see if we can, what's going to help the field. Maybe the field will be settled, but we'll see what we can do to bring in an energy that might settle the field. How does that sound to you, Karen?
What? I'm willing to go for it.
Yeah, we're playing in the field here. Okay, so is there somebody who feels called to represent red? And this doesn't have to be your party of choice. And if nobody does, I'm going to pick.
Well, I don't feel compelled, but I will do it to facilitate the group process. I'd be glad to.
Okay. I'm going to pin you.
I have a question. So, I would agree with, I'm sorry, Bucky, who just said that just for the sake of the group. But so my question would be, would I be representing like the extreme version of what's going on now, or like a healthy version?
That's a wonderful question. And things morph in constellations. So like if we are setting up a situation from our childhood, it might start as one thing and then it might evolve to another phase of our life. If we're talking to a deceased ancestor, we might have them at one age and then another age. They might be on the other side, and then they might be representing something that happened. So I think I'm not going to answer that question. I'm going to say that red will represent whatever feels right when we stand up. Okay. And it can morph. So I'm not going to say you have to express the most extreme or the most healthy, and it might start out a little more extreme and become more balanced. We'll see how it goes. And I'm wanting to be in this about, just to give you all a time estimate. I know we're going over from what I had planned, about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 from here, perhaps ending at quarter of, maybe extending another tiny bit past that, just to give us a time. And if you need to leave, totally understood. But if you're choosing to be a rep, I'd rather that you don't need to leave within 15 minutes. Is there somebody who would be willing? Thank you, Bucky. Is there somebody who'd be willing to represent blue?
Karen, raise your hand.
Thank you. I'm going to rename you. Okay, I'm going to ask red and blue to stand up. And just take a breath as you step into the field. And close your eyes for a moment, knowing that you represent red and blue. And notice what you feel in your physical body. Again, this isn't acting, but notice if you're having a tendency to be pulled back, be pulled forward, be pulled to the side, if there's an aggressive feeling, if there's fear. Okay, and letting the eyes open. I'm going to ask red, what do you notice?
Aggressiveness.
Say it again.
Aggressiveness.
Where do you feel that in your body? Your arms feel aggressive?
The whole chest.
Your chest feels aggressive? Is there an impulse to do something?
Do this.
You want to grab? That's an interesting expression for aggressiveness, because usually aggressiveness would be like punching or stepping out or kicking. That's a self-aggression almost.
Indeed. It's a protective stance. That's what it is.
You feel you need to protect yourself?
Yeah.
What do you need to protect yourself from?
An unnamed force.
You're not sure. Okay.
Others.
So do you feel that other people might want to attack you?
Yes.
Thank you for saying that. Okay, Blue. What do you notice?
When I first stood up and you asked about did I feel pulled to either side, or whatever, I felt really balanced. I felt like kind of like, Tadasana in yoga. I felt like just strong mountain pose.
Okay. And that's what you're still feeling?
Then it kind of morphed a bit into like a kind of a light, happy, like I wanted to start dancing, and just like I kind of felt more just like light, happier, wanting
Okay.
to move. But I still feel like my legs and lower body is really grounded. But that I could kind of dance around a bit.
Okay.
Like a kind of a more happier, joyful feeling.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for telling us. How did you feel when you heard Red say that she was worried about being attacked?
Honestly, I felt like compassion, like I wanted to hug her and say it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Why don't you just do that for a moment? Why don't you say to Red, it's okay?
It's okay. Everything's okay. I'm here.
Now, some words are coming to mind, but I'm not sure if they're true or not. So I'm hearing the field say from you, Blue, to Red, I mean you no harm. That feels okay. What can you say that to Red?
I mean no harm.
And Red, what happens when you hear those words?
I'd like to believe it.
Uh-huh. I'll just say this is interesting because as somebody who does watch both sides of the very polarized news, I would say there has been a sense of relax. Uh, they've used the word joy for a candidate on one side, and there has been a concern with being attacked with censorship on the other side, on the Red side. So Red, what would you need to believe this sense from these words from Blue, I mean you no harm?
What would I need to, what?
To believe the words, I mean you no harm.
What would I need to believe that? I'm not sure I ever would.
So it's hard to believe.
Yeah, not sure.
Can you tell us what is the harm you feel might come to you? Blue, Red?
Um, Being forced to believe something and have laws that I don't believe in.
Uh-huh. So being forced to go along with a point of view that you don't agree with.
Correct.
Not being able to see things your own way. Okay.
I'm probably projecting a very closed mind and doing this. I don't know how well I can do this. Just
I think you're doing great.
I don't know, but I'm sure I'm projecting like crazy.
I actually think you're doing great. How do you feel now?
Like we're pretty far apart.
Okay. We're pretty far apart. How's the feeling of needing to protect yourself?
Stronger than ever.
It's stronger than ever. So it hasn't gotten better.
Yeah.
So the words of, I mean you no harm, didn't help.
Not at all.
So I'm wondering if there's somebody that could represent the impasse between these two sides.
Somebody who's alive today, you mean?
Somebody here in the audience represent the impasse.
I'm wondering if I could say something to what she said, or should I just go with what?
Yeah, sure. What's coming up?
So, when you said, we're pretty far apart, I think that's where we end. I would ask, what can I do to try to bring us together? What would you like from me? What can I do?
Probably nothing you can do. I I can't think of anything. Go away. That might be part of it. Just not be present. Don't talk about your point of view. Leave me alone. Those kinds of feelings.
So some of the issues that have been mentioned by Red would be censorship, war, being told they're wrong, being told they're racist. Do any of those land for you?
Probably tolerating a world in which abortion is legal and a right of a woman would not set with me.
So the issue that comes to your mind is the abortion issue. Would it help if Blue said, I see you, that you hold a different opinion than I do?
Yes, possibly.
Could you accept that Blue has a different opinion about abortion?
Mhm.
I'm going to have you try this. So I'm going to have Red, I'm going to have you say this to Blue. I see you.
I see you.
You are my countryman.
You're my countryman.
You are my sister.
You're my sister.
You have a different point of view than I do.
You have a different point of view than I do.
You feel differently than I do about abortion.
Feel differently about abortion than I do.
You may feel differently than I do about a lot of things.
You may feel different about a lot of things than I do.
And that doesn't mean we can't live side by side.
It doesn't mean that we can't live side by side.
Mm-hmm. How's that feel when you say that?
I like it, stepping out of my role
How do you feel in role?
in this role.
And it's an energy. It's not a brain thing like, oh, they would never say that. It's like, what do you energetically feel?
Well, somewhat of a shift. Yeah, it would be good.
Okay. Let's just go with that.
Okay.
We have to trust the energy because it does shift. And if we're like rigid in our brain about, oh, they would never say that.
Yeah.
We can't get anywhere. So I'm going to ask Blue, how do you feel hearing Red has a different point of view on abortion than you? And is saying it doesn't mean we can't get along in the same country. We're still sisters.
I feel great. I feel like that's exactly what I want to hear, that I feel the issue isn't abortion, but a woman's right to make a choice for herself without someone else telling her what to do. And that if your faith or your belief or your whatever, it does not approve or agree with abortion, then of course you don't have one. But that you can't really tell someone else what they can do with their body, that our body is it's how we manifest in the world, and that we need that privacy, we need that sacredness. So I completely support your position of being against abortion for you, and that I would ask you respectfully to support that I will make an appropriate choice for me, which may or may not be that, but that I would have the legal choice and the means, the representation, the financial means, etc., to carry out what is best for my very own body, which is me and mine.
Thank you, Blue. Well said. And in constellations, it can also help to keep our sentences very short, like a ceremony.
Okay.
So everything you said, I think, was very accurate to the energy of your role. And I'm going to give you a shorter sentence.
Please do.
Mm-hmm. I see you. See if you try that on. Just repeat it after me if it works for you. I see you.
I see you.
You are different than I am.
You are different than I am.
Your beliefs are different.
Your beliefs are than mine.
I know it's hard, but please look kindly on me when I choose a different path than you choose.
I know it's hard, but please look kindly on me when I choose a different path than you choose.
I actually want you just to bow for a minute. Red, if you can bow to, I'm sorry, Blue, if you can bow to Red and just say, thank you for being my sister.
Thank you for being my sister.
Look kindly on me as I choose my own path.
Look kindly on me as I choose my own path.
How's that landing, Red? Energetically.
It's a good space. I'm not sure if I really played this role out, I would probably not sit and just take that though.
Yeah, you can say, this is hard for me.
Well, I would say that there's a lot of people who would say that, but they would also say, I am committed to fight you tooth and nail because I think you're killing. And I think it's a law that's wrong, and I will fight to my death. And there are people who have that position, who are red.
And I think it's saying it with helping to say it with a little different tone. So again, in constellations, I'm going to give you some sentences to say. And my job here, what I'm looking for is the healing sentences that will bring a resolution so that we can all feel them in our body and still be true, red, to your position. Does that make sense? Try this on. I don't agree with you.
I don't agree with you.
But I will always look kindly on you.
But I will always look kindly on you.
We may continue to battle this in the courts.
You may continue to battle within the courts.
But I mean you no harm.
I'm not sure I could say that. I think they mean us harm. Great.
So we're going to need some help for you in this constellation, okay?
Yeah, I stepped into a role and I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, we're going to need your soul here. I'm going to ask Shuna, would you be willing to be Red Soul? Okay. We all live in this life and we all die. We all go out of this life to the other side, and our soul is always with us. So Shuna, if you would just stand up for a minute and represent the soul of this red representative here. And I want to say that, like our mother too, who is the mother our mother could have been if she would have had a different mother, our soul is always loving. Our soul is always kind to us, and our soul means no harm to anyone. So if we can't express words that are that way, our soul can help us.
Good.
So Shuna, I want you to imagine that you are putting your arms and your prayerful hands somewhere on the body of red. It might be the back, it might be the shoulders, it might be the crown of the head. Just gently touching red and giving your love. Do you feel that, Red? Do you feel that?
Yes.
We're not asking you to change your position. We're asking you to hold it kindly, which means that your position will not be acted out in a way to harm this person you're looking at. You can still fight in the courts. You can fight with all the nonviolent means available to us. We have protests, nonviolent protests. We have writing letters. We have dialogue. But we want to come to a place in our hearts where we mean no harm. Can you feel your soul giving you that no harm energy? Can you open your eyes? I want you to look at blue and see if you can find that place in your heart that means no harm. See if you can say these words. I mean you no harm personally.
I mean you no harm personally.
If I fight you, it will be nonviolently.
If I fight you, it will be nonviolent.
It's okay for us to disagree.
Okay for us to disagree.
We are brothers and sisters of one God, one goddess.
We are brothers and sisters of one God, one goddess.
I look on you kindly.
I look on you kindly.
How does that feel? Somebody has background noise. Somebody. How does that feel, Red? Feels good? How does that feel, Blue?
Feels good. Feels great.
Okay, Karen, you brought this question up. I'm wondering if there's anything you want to say to Red or Blue to feel peace in your heart about this. Thank you, Shuna. Yeah. Anything you want to say in your heart to feel peace about this?
I don't know that I can answer that question. I'm feeling quite a lot of emotion. Both hope for the possibility of resolution and despair that it can't really happen. So that's where I'm at right now.
So you're feeling emotion that the spirit of resolution is in the room, but there's sadness that it doesn't seem possible to you. Am I getting that right?
Correct. Doesn't feel like it's quite possible yet.
Okay. I think we need your soul angel. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, Elfie and Vajrama, we're gonna bring everybody into this. Do you all have like 5 more minutes? Thank you all. I wasn't planning on this, but I think this, once the question was dropped into the room, it needed what it needed. Elfie, would you be willing to represent somebody who has no hope that this can be resolved peacefully with kindness? Okay, I'm going to bring you in and I'm going to rename you No Hope. And Vajrama, would you be willing to represent the soul of this person with no hope?
Yeah.
Got a lot of souls in this room. We need help from our higher angels, right? We can't do this alone. This is a problem bigger than our human capacity. So Vajrama, I am renaming you the soul of no hope person. Okay, if both Elfie, I usually say stand, you can just sit up a little straighter. And soul of no hope person, if you would stand in the field. Step into the field energetically. And soul of no hope person, I want you to see where your hands want to go on the body of this no hope being, a human in our American country, United States. Does a hand want to go to his shoulders, crown of the head, back of the heart?
Top of the head and to the heart.
Okay, can you receive that? No hope, Elfie? Just receive and feel your soul. Our souls is our life purpose. And the soul is always, Seeing the greater purpose. So Alfie, what do you feel as you step into the field? What do you notice?
I notice my heart pumping very fast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Take a moment and look at red. And look at blue. What happens when you look there?
I see hard and soft.
So you've heard both red and blue say, I mean you no harm, and still it's landing hard.
Yes.
Okay. Which one is landing hard?
Well, I am aptly named as no hope.
So when you say it's landing hard, can you say, what does that mean? What is landing hard?
Well, when I looked at red, I felt hard. I see hard. When I look at blue, I see soft. In the nonverbal expression.
Okay. Okay. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and feel your soul touching you. Crown of the head, and where else, Vajramal?
Heart,
In your heart. Back of the heart, front of heart.
front of heart.
Front of heart. I wonder if this soul has any words.
My dear one, you have seen miracles somewhere in your life. Can you think of a miracle that you've seen or heard about that couldn't be explained any other way? That's what can happen here. And all you have to do is hold that in your heart. You don't have to do anything to anybody else. But when you hold that miracle in your heart, that even red's heart needs softness and has vulnerability that's being protected by aggression and fear, you can hold that. That will help red to soften, and you will be protected all the time. You can trust that.
Mm. And the other soul wants to speak. Shuna soul, who is the soul of red, wants to speak. What would you like to say?
I'm looking at each of us now, all of us, and what I'm seeing is that we're all innocent children and we're all bewildered and afraid.
Mm-hmm.
All
Hmm. Blue, I'm wondering if you could say that. I know it comes from the soul of red, but say, I'm an innocent child. I'm bewildered and afraid.
I'm an innocent child. I'm bewildered and afraid.
And red, I'm wondering if you can say that.
I'm an innocent child. I'm bewildered and afraid.
And no hope, I'm wondering if you can say that.
I'm a bewildered child. I'm afraid.
And I'm innocent.
Innocent.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think we're going to leave it here. I think this is where we're going to get to for today. We don't always get 100% resolution, but I think there has been a movement. There has been a shift in the field. And I'm going to ask, so I'm going to release everyone from their roles. Yeah, shake it off. Thank you all to all the representatives. And anyone have any comments? Karen and Vajra, who brought us this question, any shifts you notice or anything you want to say before we say goodbye?
Yeah, I wanted to say when Buffy was saying, "Oh, I feel like I'm just projecting," I didn't feel she was projecting. I felt my own softening or my own understanding, which I do already feel, but I felt it constellating, that they're protecting themselves from what they fear of, and that aggression is protection. I felt like you were right on spot, like Laura told you, Buffy, that was really the stance. And I feel like this was so skillful, Laura, of you. And I feel like I wish a whole bunch of people would get together and do this.
Yes.
Because it goes into the field. It goes into the field. And what we've done here goes into the field. This softening,
100%.
this understanding.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to say that something. Is that okay?
Yeah.
That my affirmative prayer following this exercise is that I know that there is absolutely one power and one presence, one love that's in, through, and as all life. And I know that presence is in every situation and every condition that we find ourselves in this world, including this political season. And so going forward from this place of the connection that we have from divine source in and through as all life, I know that source is allowed and invited and encouraged, and we declare right here and right now that this force of love prevails in the United States of America's political situation right here, right now. And I release this prayer into the knowingness that as it's spoken, as we have held it in our hearts, and we continue to do that as we go forward, it is already done. And
Thank
so
you, Bucky.
Oh my God.
That's beautiful. I
So it
appreciate
is.
that affirmative prayer. And so it is. Absolutely. I just want to go to Karen before we complete. Since you were one who brought up the question, anything you notice or taking from this?
I'm feeling a little softer.
That's huge given the situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every little ounce of softness is so precious.
And I feel buoyed up by that affirmative prayer, and by your courage for choosing to take that role, and by everyone stepping forward to.
it was kind of a stretch, but I come from a good long bunch of rednecks.
It can be hard to take on painful roles. I was in a constellation on Sunday with my mentor that I study with here in Sedona, and somebody had to play a Nazi, a rapist, a woman in a concentration camp. It can be hard to take on these roles. So let yourself drink some water, release it. Thank you all. We're going to end this beautiful circle. Thank you all. Thank you for the affirmative prayer. Thank you for your braveness and stepping in and willing to play in the field with all of us as we explore what the voices of our soul want to tell us about these situations. Thank you.
Much gratitude. Much gratitude, Laura.
I want to say to Vajrama, thank you. The light that you allowed in was the light of miracle. Thank you. Because I believe in miracles.
Yes.
That's a great place to end. Namaste, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Very special.
Thank you.
Mm.